Welcome to the Travel Tidbits Podcast, hosted by me, Jamie Weitl, travel advisor and owner of Pineapple Escapes Travel. Join me as I share the latest travel news, top destinations, and expert tips for the savvy traveler. Because after all, travel makes life sweeter. Welcome back to the Travel Tidbits Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Weitl, and today we're heading to one of the most iconic spots in Jamaica. We are live from Sandals, Dunn's River. Joining me is Mr. Deryk Meany, the general manager of Sandals, Dunn's River. Mr. Meany, thank you so much for joining me.
Welcome, Jamie, and welcome to all your viewers and listeners today. First of all, this Mr. Meany, we have to cut that out, okay? That ages me, and I'm already having a problem growing old. So let's just stick to Deryk. How's that sound?
I like that.
And we're family. So, let's just live it up and be that way. But welcome to the reimagined Sandals, Dunn's River. And wow, we're going to have a little journey to share today.
Yes. So to start us off with our conversation, let's just talk a little bit about your background in hospitality and basically like how you became the general manager here at Dunn's River.
Abracadabra, poof. No,
I wish.
Wow, it's a great journey. So first of all, believe it or not, I am Jamaican. Out of many one people. You have all different nationalities and so forth. And my family originates from Ireland. About 5 generations ago, they came to Jamaica in banking. And then they decided to go away from banking into what they call farming. So they left and went searching, went down to this beautiful little beach called Negril, went inland, came across this valley, and he fell in love with it. And he purchased it from the crown and he called it King's Valley. And so that has been how we got started and how I'm Jamaican to this day. So as I say, I could leave home and never have to worry. I could climb a mango tree, eat my mangoes, go into the rivers and catch crayfish or perch and so forth. I could cut down a coconut and have a nice little drink. And then that's how I lived my life. Every day I wasn't at school. But who needs school? I think. So it was lots of fun. And that's how it started. And then I was actually it was a Easter vacation weekend. And in Jamaica on these long weekends, the family used to get together with friends and family and they go and they travel somewhere to the beautiful coastline of Jamaica. Mm-hmm. This particular area was on the south coast in a place called Treasure Beach. And Treasure Beach is not really have resorts, but they have a lot of beautiful villas on the coastline. And so there was about like 4 or 5 families and it was quite spectacular and we're having great times. But you know what? The kids are mean people. And so I had 2 cousins, Peter and Philip, and they said, "What are you doing for the summer?" And I said, "Nothing. What are you doing?" And they said, "Oh, we're going to Montego Bay. We're going to your uncle." I said, "I have an uncle in Montego Bay." "Yes, he has a hotel there." I said, "Really?" So, of course, you know what happened. I went to my parents and I said, "By the way, Peter and Philip are going to say, I want to go with them down to visit this uncle." And you know what the answer was? No. So by this time now, I had figured it out that when they say no, that means that I have to do something. So I did all my chores. I did extra chores. I was doing everything. I was up early and helping out, making breakfast for making sure. And I made sure Daddy, when he came home, had his cool red stripe ready for when he got home from work. I was like the best child, everything. And then I knew roughly about 5 days before it was supposed to happen, I got called to the study. And I knew then, this is it. This is D-Day. Let's see what happens. And I was told yes. So I get down to Montego Bay and I have 2 weeks. And there is my uncle, Basil. And all he used to do was walk up and down and he seemed like he had the easiest job. He wore jeans with this nice shirt. This is like late 70s and his shirt was unbuttoned like way down to here. He had gold chains. He had sunglasses, one for each day of the week. He had on white loafers and he's always at the bar talking to beautiful women. In the evening, he put on his blazer and he had this amazing little Morgan heritage sports car outside in front of the hotel. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. At this time, I wanted to be a pilot until I saw this 2 weeks. And I said, to hell with being a pilot. I want to be a hotelier. And so went back home. And then it was the following year when I graduated high school. I forgot to tell the parents. And I said, okay, we're going to ship you off in September. We're going to send you to this school and everything to get you ready. And that's when I said, oops, I forgot to tell you, I don't want to be a pilot anymore. I want to be a hotelier. And funnily enough, I got away with asking him for 1 year before I would go. The hotel I went and stayed at later became Sandals Inn. It was called Carlisle on the Beach. It became Sandals Inn when our late founder, Gordon Woodstewart, purchased it. And the first resort I ever worked at as a playmaker was Sandals Montego Bay. Back just about a year or two after they opened. Wow. What a journey. What an introduction to hotel life. And I've never looked back, and here I am today.
So how did you end up here at Dunn Server?
It's quite interesting. I was in Turks and Caicos at the time when COVID hit, and we were stuck there for about 4 or 5 months. And then I packed up and I came back home because I could get away with a lot more here. Like if I went fishing, nobody would know. If we went and played golf, we'd just pretend I was a guest staying in a resort. So it was much easier to enjoy life still during the COVID period.
Right.
And I booked up some friends and they said, Deryk, where are you? Are you here? What are you doing? Are you retired? What's happening? I said, no, I'm here, but I'm not working. I'm ready to come out to retirement, so to speak. And they said, yes, come and see Adam and us tomorrow and so forth. And I said, yes, I had to cancel my golf game, of course. And off I went and I met and so forth. And I knew right then and there, because this is now the 3rd time back with the flagship of Sandals. It's back with the brand that started me off. It's just that kind of like cemented me and helped me grow into the industry. So when I came and I went in there, I said, no matter what you're going to throw at me, I'm just going to say yes, because in all my life, being in hospitality, in being a host, in helping to develop the people of Jamaica and the Caribbean into where they are today, and I've had many students have done very well. That pride and that passion cannot be replaced by golf or fishing or whatever the case may be. So that sense of purpose was missing for me. So when that happened and they offered me, they said, we need some help in opening up Sandals Royal Bahamian. I said, yes. So I ran over there and opened up that after the COVID resort and was there for close to a year. And then they said, Deryk, we need you to come back to Jamaica, and I need you to help us open up Sandals Dunn River. And that's how I got back here. Okay. And wow, what a feather in the cap to be, responsible to opening up a brand new resort with a new concept of what we call Sandals 2.0 and what it means, what it does, and the new look and feel of what we're offering to all our clients and so forth. So it's quite spectacular, and I'm very proud to be here.
Yeah. So myself and 8 of my agents are staying here, and it is a beautiful property. I love my room. I love the way that the bathroom is set up. I love everything about it. Like, it has those nice, peaceful places, but you can find something fun. We went to the Rum Club last night. Love the vibe and the atmosphere in there. Like, everyone has been so friendly. It's been perfect. So you're doing a great job.
You brought up 2 very interesting points. Let me help you with those 2. So great leaders are great visionaries, and they always see where we're thinking maybe a year or 2 ahead. They're thinking 7 to 9 years ahead. And during the period of COVID, the phone rang. A call was made to affectionately known as Butch. And we used to manage this resort many, many mango seasons ago. We never owned it, but we used to manage it from 1991 all the way to the year 2010. Okay. Before that, Butch, as a teenager, used to go fishing on this beach, on that reef, catch fish and bring it to this resort. And this is in the late 60s, and sell them the fish. Okay. So we know that he was always an avid fisherman for the rest of his life. But we also know that he was a great entrepreneur selling the fish. But we can't find it. But we knew he said it, that one day I'm going to own this hotel. So fast forward, this was the 3rd resort in Jamaica that was open. This was in 1991. And it was a lease agreement right up to 2010. During that period, so many things were happening, but the brand became so powerful. It wasn't just a family business. It was an icon of the Caribbean for the people, for the governments, and everything that happened. And it was a beautiful story that he could do something, and he just kept on going to where our travel advisors and everybody else, the airlines, every partner in the travel industry jumped on board. And it's been a great success. But along that success path always came a lot of fun. But during that period, we were moving so fast, the brand got so powerful, the then owners couldn't understand and weren't willing to keep up with all the changes and the trends of what the customer wanted. Mm-hmm. And he said it was the hardest decision he ever had to do, was to let go of Sandals Dunn River. So when the phone call came during the COVID period, if you ever met Butch, great character, 100% Caribbean, like just Caribbean to the core, he would never remember a name. So whether you're male or female, you were called darling, sweetheart, or honey. So the phone rang and the guy said, hey, Butch, how you doing? And Butch said, hey, darling, what's up, sweetheart? You're good? I'm good. What you doing? I said, here sitting down and so forth. How you on COVID? And Butch said, listen, man, we're in Jamaica. We make Appleton rum. We don't have to worry. Rum has alcohol. Alcohol kills COVID. No problem in Jamaica. Blah, blah, blah. Laughter. He said, listen, I have a proposition. I want to sell the resort that you guys loved. And by the way, this used to be probably the number one resort for returning guests back then.
Okay.
Which jumped on and said, got it. And he purchased this resort and a resort down in Runway Bay at the same time. Mm-hmm. And here we are. So when he bought it, he said, no, we need to change the goalpost. And he was the one that came up with the vision of creating what we have today of Sandals 2.0. So we have 3 beautiful resorts that pretty much depict what it is. And that's Sandals Curacao, Sandals St. Vincent, and of course, number 1. I'm not competitive, but number 1, Sandals Dunn's River.
Yes.
All the other resorts, Adam has done a great job, and we're all getting to this level. And what is it? What is Sandals 2.0? It's about the mixture of many things. So it's about the look and feel. As you said, you beautiful woman, how you liked it in the bathroom and the layout. Just imagine that we have close to 500 people here, but you never notice it.
No, it's definitely beautiful. Don't. Yeah.
So when you're here and so forth, it looks so gone are the days of the rich, dark colors of Caribbean on the walls, the yellows, the blues, the greens, whatever. We're now more pastel colors of the Caribbean Sea, blues and greens. Magnificent. Gone are the rich, dark, deep mahogany furniture. Now it's more natural woods. My psychologist says it does a lot for my anger management. I'm not sure. Oh, you got the joke.
Peaceful.
Oh, I love it. But it's about the people. It's about retraining. Nobody else invests the time, the money into the people of the Caribbean. And that's one of the legacies that Butch has passed on to Adam. The same principles, the same values. He has gone into it. And what we do and what we create and opportunities and how we train to the team or become family for us. It's just simply amazing. And that's where the real 2.0 comes on. And remembering your name, having that special drink for you, and remembering your thing, saying hello to you, and just being Jamaican 100%. You can't get away from that. And speaking of just being Jamaican, I think it's time for a little refreshment for you.
Oh,
yes.
Hey, Jamie.
So,
good afternoon. I'm your butler, Kamika. I brought you an afternoon snack.
Oh, thank you.
You're most welcome. We're going to rest it on here.
Okay, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Fancy.
Sandals 2.0.
Right. I do think that is one of the best things that Sandals offers is you have something for every budget. You have something for your high-end luxury clients, and you have something for some of the younger travelers that may not be ready for the Rondeval yet. So right. I think that is a great benefit to the brand to be able to have something for everyone. And yes, I'm a butler, bougie girl, so.
Oh, bougie girl. So we're the bougie resort. This Mazda resort thinks they're sexy, but yeah, sexy is old school. You gotta be bougie now. I won't call the name. But it's special. Just as you said, there's something from everyone. But what we've found today is that the travelers want authenticity. And this resort gives us a great opportunity for our clients to showcase, to feel, to experience, and to enjoy it. We have what we call the Dunn's Rum Club. So can you imagine to walking into a lounge-style restaurant with over 30 rums from the Caribbean? This is where I have to pause and say, the Surgeon General has warned trying to drink over 30 rums in one day is hazardous to one's health. That said, after you take that, it's just like in the pack of cigarettes. Don't worry about it. Nobody pays attention anymore. But you're going there and you have these beautiful flights and so forth. But when we opened that particular restaurant, I went in when after everybody left and I called the team together and I ripped up the SOPs and they looked at me, oh my God, our general manager has gone crazy. And I said, don't worry, here's the new SOP. And they looked at me and said, what is it? I said, be Jamaican. So when you go there in the evening and so forth, they're dancing, they're singing, they're interacting, just the energy and vibe of the Jamaica and the Caribbean can offer you. They're there inside there. And if that doesn't work, the 30 bottles of rum can help you as well. But we mix that with a tapas style of Jamaican food. And what a way to be introduced. And all the delicacies on that menu. As children, that's what we used to eat in Jamaica.
I love that.
It's great. But number one dish is the oxtail slider. Have you had it as yet?
No, so we were there last night.
Okay.
The agents and I met there before dinner last night, and I had not been in there yet. So I loved like the ambiance, the vibe. The servers were great, funny, quirky with us. I loved that. And I had, let's see, 2 of the agents had some kind of slider, but it was probably the jerk slider.
Okay.
And then I had fries, and then I ended up with 3 drinks at some point. I had a French 75. I had an espresso martini.
Ooh.
And something else that
Painkiller.
One of the agents next to me had the painkiller.
Okay.
Like, we loved it. So, and just the whole vibe.
Works better than any Panadol or aspirin. Those painkillers are really good.
Yeah. And one of them tried one of the flights. And so I got to smell those. I was like, I think that's too strong for me, but the pool tables, the wood, the way the wood is on the bar and above the bar, like, it's just gorgeous.
It's very magical. It's almost like walking into a lounge, but it's like in a distillery.
Yeah.
So the wood and everything that is there and the decor and the bar decorated by coconuts and sugar cane and so forth. You can't beat that. You really feel that you're right there sitting on a plantation somewhere in Jamaica and having a meal and drinking a good glass of rum. And the team there is just amazing. But you know what's even special? You have to go back now. Are you ready why?
Sure.
Every night at 10 o'clock, we put a DJ in there.
Oh.
And it's not a DJ to play music. Yes, he plays music. But what we do, we go back as far as the 50s and 60s and we play all the dance hits of every decade. So when you're in there at night, you can have like 50 to 150 people up there just going crazy inside and out. But they're all dancing. The 80-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, they're dancing because a hit is a hit, no matter from what decade it comes from. And it's just a beautiful atmosphere. Really special.
If I can make it up that late. I'm an early to bed, early to rise girl, so staying up late is hard, but I did promise the agents I would try to stay out later tonight, so we'll see.
But we have something for you. You know, when we first opened, I remember getting a phone call from my landscaping manager. Her name is Peter Gay, and she calls me one morning at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And, you know, Mr. Meany. And I said, oh, what happened? I swear the hotel is burning down or something. And she says, what happened? We found a guest in the garden bed. And I said, okay, that's fine. Just tell him not to walk on the garden bed, to walk on the pathways we have. No, Mr. Meany, he was sleeping in the garden bed. This is just outside Dunn's Rum Club. I go, oh my God, what have we done? So what we did real quickly, we opened up a restaurant right beside there, and it's called Bloom.
Yes.
And Bloom is short and abbreviation for Blue Mountain. And you know what's famous from Blue Mountain in Jamaica?
The coffee.
Exactly, that Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. So what happens now, if anybody falls asleep in the garden bed after a wonderful night in Dunn's Rum Club, we wake them up, we take off all the leaves, we take them into Bloom, and we give them 2 cups of coffee. One for them to get sober and one to go back to carry to their partner and say, honey, I got up early this morning and I brought you a cup of coffee. Everybody's happy. Everybody's having a great time and everybody's sober by that time as well. Yeah. So it's great fun.
One of the things I heard mentioned was that Bloom actually delivers coffee down to the beach in the mornings.
That's correct. So for you early risers like yourself, when you get up at 5:30 and go for a swim or a jog, we have a Bloom bicycle. And the Bloom bicycle goes around with the coffee from Blue Mountain. And by the way, those coffee beans come here daily from Blue Mountain. Yes. That's how amazing it is. And so they ride around and they serve you coffee on the beach or by the poolside. And you can get your special cup of coffee. And nothing is better to see a sunrise drinking Blue Mountain.
I think that, like, I heard that and I'm like, that is spectacular. For someone like me who wants to be out there early, to bring me coffee, that's like magical. So,
you know what could even be even better? Because some people don't wake up at 5:30. So every morning over the One Love Bridge, we have a musician at 8:30 a.m. If you open your sliding doors and you listen to the sounds of the Caribbean played, either say a saxophone, a guitar, a steel pan, it's playing the music of the Caribbean. Our clients love it. Your guests will love it. Everybody will love it. It's just so magical.
Yes, we heard it this morning after breakfast. We heard the saxophonist out this morning, and yeah, you're right. It just gives that ambiance that can't be beat, that magic of truly being on a resort like this that is true magic.
Yeah. So what about your room? Don't you love this room?
I do. It's gorgeous. We're in a rendezvous. And
Have you gone on a journey on the stars already?
No, I haven't gone upstairs.
Oh, really?
I haven't yet. No.
Well, we'll let that be a surprise. Ask your butler to take you on a journey of the stars. There's nothing more magic.
It's the telescope back there.
Yes. So really what we did to all your viewers is that we took a rendezvous, which is just really great for exclusivity, to just be quiet. You can relax, catch back your time. When guests check in here, we don't see them for like 2 or 3 days. They're trying to follow thing.
Private.
It's private, exclusive, and the butler takes care of all your needs. But to be able to go upstairs, and when you've taken off this rooftop, you have your own little special tub. You can chill inside there. You can lounge chairs. You even have your own bar. And yes, a telescope. And you can journey through the stars with your loved one. That, if not anything, that is like Peter Pan's style. That is really out there, okay? That's like a fairy tale that only happens once in a lifetime.
Yeah, I definitely have to bring my husband back. He's really into astrology.
He's not here?
Well, no, I'm with the agents. It's a work trip.
He should quit his job and become an agent.
Well, soon. He's got 8 years left, so we'll see, but not yet. But yeah, no, just a bunch of us girls this time. So
wonderful. Well, I must say a special thank you to all the travel advisors. Sandals would not be here today. And, you know, going back to the story of Butch when we started, his first resort that he opened was Sandals Montego Bay. And the reason for it, people pretty much caught off guard. He already had a job selling air conditioners and he thought that he could do a better job at it. And he went up to New York to meet with a carrier and he went with them and spoke to them and says, I want to be your distributor in Jamaica. I want to create this own thing. And they said, yes. And what could they do and so forth. And he told them, I'm going to add the customer service, not just a sale. Where most companies at the time were just making a sale, he then went and installed them for you in your home. And then afterwards, then did the follow-up servicing. So when he was doing this is all in the 70s, the US dollars was pretty hard to come by at those times. And so he was struggling to find the US dollars to go and buy the air conditioners to keep the business going. And a friend of his said, hey, that's an easy fix. Buy our hotel. They make US dollars. So said, so done. So he bought the Bay Rock Hotel, which became Sandals Montego Bay, the first hotel in the chain, call it the flagship. And what a journey. I can tell you, all the rooms had a brand new air conditioner at the time. And he started and he fell in love. But during the process, it became his main interest. No longer Appliance Traders, which was the company that sells and is still around today. The family still has it. But the focus became more on hospitality. And then from there, he opened the second one and so forth. So it's quite amazing how that whole journey comes along. Right. And it started there. But most important, it was the connection and the partnership with the travel advisors. And he broke the cycle and how it was done. And he didn't see this because he's such a customer-focused man. He said to almost to hell with that. Let us take the business to the customer. And who held his hand the whole way? The travel advisors. And that's how the journey began. And that's when he walked into that resort one day and he looked around and says, where are all the guests? And they said, oh, but we're 40%, but we're sold 100% to all the big players. And they have all the contracts. He said, but the guests aren't here. And that's when he got involved in the sales and he never looked back. And we're here today for and because of our travel advisors and the journeys that we have done. And I just have to say a special shout out and hello to all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Jamie, and to your 8 special advisors that you brought on as well.
Yeah. So I think that is one of the iconic things is all over the U.S. for sure. Everyone knows Sandals and Beaches. It's like a household name. When you think Caribbean, that's what you think of. And so in some ways that makes our job really easy because when somebody wants a honeymoon or an anniversary trip, they come to us and they automatically know, well, I want to go to a Sandals. And then for us, once we've had these experiences on site, we can say, oh, well, I think this one is the right one for you because X, Y, and Z. And I think that's really the value of having us on site.
Correct.
And being able to see the different resorts and experience them is then we can match the right clients to the right resort.
You know, you hit the nail on the head. 2 quick points that you just brought up. One, when a travel advisor comes to the resort, it makes us so excited because, as you say, once they've experienced it, once they've tasted it, once they've felt the spirit, the energy of the Caribbean, of the particular resort that they're going to, it's magical. And when they sit in front of a client and can relay that to them, they're like, wow, that's just great. And so thank you to your 8 agents, and thank you for bringing them, but to everybody else who has had the opportunity to come. And if you haven't, call your BDM. Let's go. We would love to host you, because that's really a very strong connection. And it goes in part to the second part I want to say that you just touched on. In today's world, there's so much technology out there. And, you know, the famous one everybody's talking about is AI and ChatGPT, all those wonderful things. And it's great. It gives the client an opportunity to do a lot more research. Mm-hmm. Funnily enough, 90% of those clients still when they've done all their research, what do? They come to you, a travel advisor, and say, hey, we want to go to Sandals. And then the opportunity, because of your experiences that you carry, being here and being able to tell them firsthand knowledge of what it's about. You make a tweak or twerk there, and voila, you have a client for life, and so do we. And if they come for the first time, we'll see them at least 9 months later at beaches afterwards. It's no problem.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think that truly is the heart of what travel advisors do, is we have our sandals on the ground, so to speak, in destinations so that we can provide that firsthand experience and so that we can get excited when we're describing, like when I describe the Rondeval. I mean, how can you not get excited? So I think that really carries through and showcases to our clients that we know what we're selling, but our excitement to make their excitement for their trip even more. So I love that. So let's get back to Sandals Dunn's River just for a few minutes. So I heard that there's possibly something new coming on the other side behind that green wall.
So one of the exciting things about the brand, and Adam is amazing at it and so forth, just like his dad, he's thinking way in advance and what's happening. The biggest competition to ourselves is ourselves. And everything that we do, when we do it again, we want to make it better. We want to learn from what we've done and keep going. So we are behind the 8 ball, the carriageway, whichever way you want to think about it. So we have a second phase for Sandals Dunn's River. No date has been set, but it's absolutely magical. And if you're impressed with what we have here, by the time all our sister resorts catch us up, we'll be at a Sandals 3.0 then. We'll be way ahead of everybody. So it's pretty beautiful. But I would think before then, we'll probably most likely, again, no date set, but we're looking to add overwater suites. It's been one of those first things. Sandals has done so many things for the first time. To bring overwater suites to the Caribbean, it was Sandals. To do rendezvous like this, it was Sandals. Now everybody's copying us. Now we take off the roof, it's Sandals. The first swimmer pool bar, Sandals. It's just amazing on what the journey we have done and created. It's very, very special.
Yeah, and I love that too. Like, I think all of Dunn's River is already so nice, so I can't imagine what 2.0 and 3.0 are going to look like. So I think that's really exciting across the brand too. So I also heard that you have some news that you might be moving elsewhere. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, you're going to bring tears to my eyes. Oh, so yes, the beautiful thing, we're a family, and being from Jamaica, I am Caribbean. And so we have exciting resort. And as I just said, most of all of our travelers who come to Sandals usually end up a couple of years after in the beaches. I mean, we'll let the clients figure out what we're talking about. So they end up at the beaches. And one of the most beautiful resorts we have in beaches is actually Beaches, Turks and Caicos. Having worked there in my past, in my journey with the family and with the brand, I was asked by Adam, Deryk, would you like to go down and help us open up that resort and take over the management for it? And of course, we have a brand new village coming on and Treasure Beach. So it's no secret. Yes, I'm going. I'll probably be there by around the 1st of November, if not before. And it's bittersweet. I'm going to miss home. I'm going to miss what we've started here. And that's how beautiful this resort is. It will always have a place in my heart because we've taken a resort. We've made it modern. We've made it Sandals 2.0, but it's the energy, the vibes and what we create. Beaches, Turks and Caicos, we're going to make it the #1 family resort in the entire world. Watch and see.
Oh, I love that. So I have been to Beaches, Turks and Caicos, but it's been a few years. So I'll be super excited to see the new village and how everything plays out.
It's very, very spectacular and nothing has changed. The water is there. You have Jojo the dolphin, which, by the way, has a family now. He had a little kid and so forth, and he's swimming out there and the beach. And being a Caribbean person, I have to admit, one of the best beaches in the Caribbean happens to be in Turks and Caicos, Grace Bay Beach. And so it's very special, very, very special resort for families and so forth. And I'm looking forward to the challenges and working with the team over there once more.
Yeah, I think it is a big shift, though, going from an adults-only resort to something that is kid-friendly. And I think Beaches Turks does a great job with, like, the ice cream and the swim-up bar for the kids and, like, the snacks. They do a really nice job of catering to the kids, but still having plenty for adults. So it's a great multi-generational
Correct.
option.
With all the different villages and all the special restaurants and bars and so forth, there's definitely a lot to do with the family and to bond and so forth. But when you need that quiet time away and just to be an adult, it's there as well. So it's very unique and very special in there. And it's very special because it's been the first time I've been working at the beaches as a grandfather now. So I have grandkids. So I'm like, interesting. Let me see how this goes. Before I had my kids, they loved it when I worked there before. Yeah. And they even worked there in the summers and so forth and did internships and stuff like that. So they're all looking for it. So it's a great move. And we have Kevin Clark, who has been with the family and the brand for quite a few years. I think if I remember correctly, he told me around 18 years. And he is on board and now with me at Sandals, Dunn. So the baton has been handed over and I've told him, hey, don't mess it up.
Right. I worked here.
But it's a great guy, great personality, and the resort will be in great hands.
I love that. So as a general manager, what is like your favorite part of your general manager journey? Like, what's your favorite thing about running these resorts?
I don't think there's another job in the world that gives you the satisfaction of what you can get from running a resort. When people ask me all the time, Deryk, what's it like? It must be so easy, so much fun. And I look at them and says, you know, New York City? And they said, yes. I said, it's the same thing as New York City. Whatever the good, the bad, and the ugly happens in New York City, it happens on the resort. Because everything is here. Everything. You name it, it happens in a resort because you're like a mini city. That said, my biggest thing, I wake up with a smile on my face. I don't drink coffee and I don't drink tea. I have a bottle of water and I'm ready to go. The energy and the vibe that brings me to work and with that smile on my face ready is one, to be a host to what I think is one of the most beautiful, if not the best island in the Caribbean. To work for a brand that means so much, not just for an experience, but what we do for the environment, what we do for the people, the opportunities that we create. And a lot of this is done through our wonderful Sandals Foundation. And just to give that experience, just to showcase and welcome them and put a smile on a visitor's face. When they tell me, Deryk, we're coming back again next year, I'm like, yes, call your favorite travel agent. And then also is to see the people. The Caribbean are very special people. We are full of pride. I mean, full of pride. Yes, we have the fastest run, and we just beat you guys in thing, but that's another story. We have the best music. We have the best rum. We have the best food. What more not to like? But when you can take that team and you can help them and grow them and to give them an opportunity to create, because whether or not they stay in a career of hospitality in a resort, if they went to dining room, they could go work anywhere. They could open their own liquor restaurant. If they want to be a chef, if they want to do water sports, they can go start their own little tour company. And a lot of this has happened over the generations of 40 plus years now. It is just magical on what we're able to do. And when you can play a pivotal part of that role in developing the people and making them into who they want to be and help build not just the brand, but now the country, the Caribbean, into what we are, there's nothing better than that. So those are my two main factors.
I love that. I think that showcases what a great leader you are. And I think that's truly at the heart of the Sandals and Beaches brands are, you know, it truly is about the heart and giving back. And I love all of the things that the Sandals Foundation does. We were at the golf course this morning touring, and they were talking about how they have the kids come out on Saturdays to learn. And one of my agents, Samantha, was talking about how one of the things that we can do as an excursion is go read at some of the schools.
Every Thursday, we go to the schools and we read to the kids. And let me tell you, if you want to see genuine love and appreciation for something as simple as reading a story to them, you need to go on that journey. Yeah. And we do it at all our resorts on Thursday. It is very, very fulfilling.
Yeah, that sounds amazing to me. I was talking with the agents this morning, and I think every year at Christmas, our agency does a give back. And I think this year we're going to donate to the Sandals Foundation. I have all of the agents donate.
Thank you.
And I also ask our clients to donate, and then the agency matches those donations.
Wow.
As a give back. So
Jamie, that is beautiful. That is a lot. And that goes to that you match everybody. I mean, you made me speechless. I'm usually a man of words, but wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like we need to do something like that at Christmas time to really just give back to those that support us. And being in the tourism industry and hospitality, I feel like that's a good way for us to showcase that.
It works. And let me tell you a little quick journey. So we do a lot. We go into the schools, we do the elderly, we do environmental. We're very big on that and helping to grow back the reefs and so forth and educate the fishermen and so forth. It's really spectacular, but it sounds good. But when you have a child that was in a school and has seen us visit them over the years and so forth, end up coming and applying for a job at Sandals, and they tell you during the interview the reason why they want to work because of what we did at their school, whether painting the classroom or giving them a book or the crayons and backpack, whatever. And that's what they look forward to each and every year with us visiting. I know that's the reason why he wants to come and work. We have multiple team members at this Sandals Dunn's River. In fact, not only do they come back and work for us, they come and become a provider of an experience. We have a cabaret performer. He's about 19 at most. He's about 6'4", and this man can sing the best songs. And he remembers us all through his years going through the schools that we used to come and visit. You'll see him tomorrow evening. He performs for us. And those are it's not just a pitch, but these are real life stories that made it happen. And that's what the Sandals Foundation is all about and what they do.
Really making
and if you keep crying, I'm about to cry. And I don't want to cry. So come on, Jamie, please. I know it's very emotional, but don't get me crying here.
I think that's really what life is all about, is making those impacts on these kids that then come to work for you and seeing that, like, that's what it's all about. And, and that's what we do. And, I take my hat off to Adam. He is such a strong, it is in his passion to keep developing. We have this Sandals Corporate University, and it's probably one of the largest support systems for the resort. And all we do is train and develop the team members. There are a couple thousand LMS courses for free that the team members can go and sign up and do. We also give away courses, whether through bachelor's or master's, and that people can go and learn and get a degree. And they go and they study. And that's how we continue to develop. Whether you are just brand new working in the stewarding department to whether you're a general manager, you can further your studies. And that's part of us, what we are. It's from the legacy of Butch being passed down. And it's even stronger, if not with Adam and with all of us here. There's no better place to be a part of. Yeah.
And that's why I'm here at Sandals.
I love that. And I think education is such an important piece of your life journey. Like, the one thing I say is you really never stop learning, and especially in hospitality, every day is an adventure. So I love that piece, and I love that Sandals provides those kinds of opportunities for your crew, because it's totally worth it.
And we also do another thing just to let you know. Butch woke up one day and he says, all 3 million Jamaicans want to work at Sandals. And he then challenged the team and said, what are we going to do? We kind of hire. We didn't have enough resorts to hire everybody.
We'll make more.
So what he decided to do was that we created a program, the hospitality training program. And what we do is to go into the communities around all our resorts in the Caribbean, and we bring them on. And this resort brings on roughly 35 to 37 people every 12 weeks.
Okay.
And we give theory and practical training. We put them in front of the guests. We pay them, and we give them a certificate at the end with Sandals. They get jobs anyway. They go after the rest. So it's quite spectacular. And that was a vision that they've had. And Adam has just made that just shine in what we do. And it's very, very special. So you're absolutely correct when you say, when you have a business, not just creating an experience for visitors, but also improving what they believe in, our home, the Caribbean. Here we are today.
I love that. So to kind of wrap up today, let's just focus a little bit on maybe a few insider tips for Sandals Dunn's River. Like, what are a few small things that maybe you would want to highlight to our listeners if they're...
Okay, the first thing to get here. Do you know that we have an international airport in Ocho Rios?
I do.
And it's called Ian Fleming. So if you're over 45, you know I'm talking about 007. But if you're under 45 years of age, you're probably like, who the hell is Ian Fleming?
I'm right on the line.
You're right on the line. You don't look it. You're doing very good. So we have this, and literally it takes you 15 minutes to get through the airport. We have a lounge there. And then with traffic, it's 30 minutes. So you can literally be here having a cold red stripe or Appleton rum and Pepsi right here on the beach in Jamaica at Sandals Dunn's River in less than an hour. What better way? And I think that is one of the greatest inside stories, that it's a secret. It's getting out. The airlines that are on board are American and they're doing a great job. They started up just over a year ago with only 2 flights a week. They're now daily. Okay. And now they're going to put it up this winter season to 2 flights a day. So it tells you the demand that we have
out of Miami.
And so forth, out of Miami. So that's great. The second secret I like to share, there is a bar and it's on top of the Tufa building. And this bar is probably one of the most picturesque bars in the sense that it's open air. Mm-hmm. And you're looking down on the entire resort and the coastline, not just of Sandals Dunn's River, but Jamaica's north coast. Go up there in the evenings. The bartenders are entertaining. The background music is beautiful. And you can sip on your magical cocktail as the sun sets. A lot of clients don't know it's there, but it's absolutely beautiful.
Okay. I'll make sure to put that on my tip sheet for the resort for sure.
And then what would I say? Back in the day, it was love, that's all you need. But couples today, they're full of adventure. They're full of energy and they want to discover new things. We have a beautiful tour desk. It's called Island Routes, and they do a lot of great tours. And we're in the Garden Parish of Jamaica. That's what this parish is named. We have 14 of them. And St. Ann has 8 rivers flowing into the ocean. So fresh water going and so forth. The magical of the reefs or the inland or the stories behind the plantations and so forth. The natural beauty is amazing. Do one of the tours.
So which one would you recommend if you will?
Oh my gosh. You can go to Blue Mountain. You can ride a bicycle down a hill. You can go to a thing. You can go a rum tour. Who wouldn't get the special energy from that? Any one of them that tickles you. You can even go to the Bob Marley. I mean, whatever you want, it's there. We kind of have something special for each person.
Okay.
The last tour I want to tell you about is probably one of the greatest, I would have to say, values that we have in our resorts. And that is the whole program of our scuba. If you went to another island or another resort and you had to pay for scuba, what you could get here is about the equivalent of about $3,000 worth or more, depending how often you dive. And to have that included in your package, there's nothing that can beat that. And that team and taking on the water and to see a whole new wonder under the sea. You know, that reminds me of a Disney show, yeah, Under the Sea. So it's very special. And then lastly is that we're always evolving. We're always creating new things. And what we've tried, and we've been the pilot, and it's now going off into all our resorts, is that the days of beach volleyball and pool volleyball and kayak racing, they're still there and we still have them. But there's special activities, what we call signature activities. And it could be a sip and paint class. It could be a pottery making. It could be bottle art.
I saw the pottery making offered.
And those have just become so impactful for the other clients who don't go and play volleyball and they want to sit down and they can make an art, Jamaican art, right in Jamaica at Sandals Dunn's River. There's nothing that beats that.
Yeah.
And those are the top 5 insights I have for you.
Oh my gosh. I love all of them. And so much fun. And you have to mention pickleball too. Like,
oh, yes. Do you know we have a pro called SpongeBob? Don't ask me how he got the name, but he's a pickleball. And we do have probably the 2 most beautiful courts in all of Jamaica. Yeah. And I just started to learn. I'm a tennis fanatic. Golf was first thing, and I used to play tennis when I was younger. But I'm getting the hang of it now. I can see why so many people enjoy it. Come down and play a game with me. I'll take you on.
Yeah, it's so fun. I'll play. Let's play.
Definitely.
Fun. Well, thank you, Deryk, so much for talking with me today all about Sandals, Dunn's River and your upcoming move to Beaches, Turks and Caicos. It's been so fun talking to you and getting to learn more about the background of Sandals and beaches and Butch and all the fun. I appreciate it so much, and thank you so much for hosting our agents this week. We've had an amazing time, and a big thank you to our BDM, Emily Wise, who has been amazing through all of this and helping us really understand Sandals and beaches. And I really appreciate your time and all that you've done for us. And just a little plug for us. Don't forget to book your vacation with us at Pineapple Escapes. And thank you so much for tuning in to today's special episode live from Sandals, Dunn's River of the Travel Tidbits Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, travel makes life sweeter. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Travel Tidbits Podcast, where we believe travel makes life sweeter. The team at Pineapple Escapes Travel would love to help you plan a trip filled with lasting memories. Visit us online at www.pineappleescapes.com to start planning your next adventure.